All right, all right. What is up, party people? And hello, my friends. It's your girl, welcome to China, and welcome to my channel. And baby, you guys, can you hear me? Today we have a couple things to talk about, a couple things to go over. I've been gone for a couple days, not that long, but anyway, let's get into it. So I woke up and I was on Instagram this morning. And I seen a post. Before we get into what I see, Trey Bell Rock, what's up to my wonderful and my favorite uncle? He said, hey. And Notorious Rari's already getting into it. He's talking about ShaCarri. All right. I was on Facebook, I was on Instagram, I seen Gabrielle Union posting this post saying, ShaCarri Richardson, let her run. So I'm like, what is going on? I looked to see that it's a huge Today Show interview with ShaCarri Richardson, which is the new sought-after Olympic runner, saying that she's suspended for a month from the Tokyo Olympics because she tested positive for marijuana. So before we get into it, and before we get into who she is, let's really get into her background to make sure we understand her. Let's get into it. First things first, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I'm on my way to 1,500 subscribers. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Welcome to China, like at Welcome to China on Facebook, and cash at me if you like. Also, I have super chat set up today, so if you want to send your girl a couple dollars, you definitely can. So let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and pull Wiki again. It's going to be a lot of screen sharing today, you guys, so bear with me. But I want to make sure that we're able to grasp this whole concept of who ShaCarri Richardson is before we get all upset, before we really, judge her. Let's just really get into it. ShaCarri Richardson rose to fame in 2019 as a freshman at LSU, Louisiana State, running 10.75 seconds, breaking the 10M record at the National Collegiate Athletic Association Championships. So this winning made her one of the 10 fastest women in history at 19 years old. So again, a lot of people heard of her because she had the really cool hair, she had the long nails, she had the eyelashes, she had the cool weaves. She's pretty, very athletic build, very in shape. So that's really how we heard of her. But she's been doing this for a long time. In April 2021, Richardson ran her personal best at 10.72, becoming the 6th fastest. So she was just the 10th fastest women of all time and the 4th fastest in American women's history, However, It was later revealed that Richardson failed a drug test for THC following her Olympic qualifying 100-meter victory, and she was disqualified, in quotations, forfeiting any medals, points, and prizes. So, as you guys know, Tokyo Olympics is going up. That's what they're saying is going on, but we're not going to get too deep into it yet. Let's look at her career. As a teenager, she won the 10 millimeter at AAU Junior Olympics, the national multi-sport event for the youth in the United States in 2016, 2019, NCAA Division I Outdoor Track and Field Championships. So she's been definitely qualified to do her running. Again, you guys can see I don't know nothing about track and field. She's a runner. She's a track star. But it says Richardson qualified for the 2020 Olympics with a 100 meter. I'm sorry, I'm saying millimeter. Oh my God, 100-meter race. So that's it. Personal life. In 2021, a week before qualifying, her biological mother passed away. We're going to get into that. Richardson noted for her long nails and colorful hair on the field. She has also stated her style inspired American track and field by Florence Griffin Joyner. For those who do not know, she was a very fresh woman, a beautiful Black woman running. So those are all her accolades. Again, she's only 19 years old, so let's just keep that into consideration as well. But let's get into it. Let's read these comments before I go ahead and tell you exactly what happened. Notorious Rory said, Rory, bro, real talk, but chill. This is a serious issue. Oh my gosh. That's another one of my boys that is so funny. He's so funny. Shout out to Notorious Rory. Here we go. Also, we need to do a Doja review because the album is bomb. I agree. We're going to do that. I love Planet Her. They doing too much. Make her bones feel good. Exactly. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing I want to go over with you guys is what happened. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this from the Today Show, and it's going to basically say U.S. sprinter. Track sensation ShaCarri Richardson, who punched her ticket to the U.S. Games 100-meter race last month, has been suspended for Olympic team for testing positive for THC, which is Juju. Richardson failed a D test following her Olympic qualifying 100-meter race. Richardson's competitive results obtained July 2019, including her Olympic qualifying results at the time. Team trials have been disqualified, and she forfeits any medals, points, and prizes, as a statement of the USADA said. It's also reported she also accepted a 1-month period of ineligibility that began on June 28, 2021. It says athletes who participate and test positive for substance abuse, which THC was newly classified in 2021, usually receive a 3-month suspension if they can establish that their use of a substance occurred out of competition and was not related to their performance. So again, when you're an athlete, like everyone knows that this really comes from people thinking that you're going to be taking some type of performance enhancing substance to run or to compete better and to beat people. So that's pretty much what they're saying. Now, what I do want us to go ahead and get into is what she had to say. Now, the Today Show went ahead and jumped on this, and I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see. The Today Show literally interviewed her today, and they were actually being quite empathetic. I'm surprised they didn't go ahead and give it to Gayle King, but the woman who was interviewing her didn't seem to be too harsh. I mean, she seemed to be a little bit empathetic. So let's go ahead and look at this. It's 5 minutes, but I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about this, because this is like huge news, you guys. Let me make sure that I'm sharing my sound. Hit that thumbs up if you're still here. Make sure you guys are sharing. Your girl needs some love. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do that as well. All right.
Olympic officials, the U.S. track and field, the anti-doping agencies now have a decision before them. Unfortunately, you will not be able to compete in the Olympics in your race, your individual race, 100 meters. But there is a chance. It's a small chance, but there's a chance you could go to the Olympics and take part in the relay. Are you hopeful for that? Is that what you're holding out hope for at this moment?
Right now, I'm just putting all of my time and energy into dealing with what I need to deal with to heal myself. So if I'm allowed to receive that blessing, then I'm grateful for it. But if not right now, I'm going to just focus on myself.
What would your message be to those who are considering that right now, who are thinking about that, and to your fans, who have fallen in love with you and were so proud of your performance and maybe crushed just as you are in that moment? What would you want to say to them?
I would like to say to my fans and my family, to my sponsorship, to the haters too. I apologize as much as I'm disappointed. I know that when I submit a track, I don't represent myself. I represent a community that has shown me great support, great love. And to y'all, I failed y'all. And so I apologize for the fact that I didn't know how to control my emotions or deal with my emotions during that time. And what I would just leave with my fans, or I would just leave out there, is that, like I tweeted and said yesterday, I'm human. We're human. My statement, what I always say in my interviews, I want to be as transparent as possible with you guys, whether it's good, whether it's bad. But when it comes to ShaCarri Richardson, it's never been a steroid. It will never be a steroid attached to the name ShaCarri Richardson. The charge and what the situation was marijuana. I'm not encouraging anybody to do it. I'm not saying, oh, don't do it or anything like that. But if you choose to do things in your personal time or things like that, you just should know, or beware of the consequences, or just know, or just find different ways to just cope or do what it is that will make you feel better. But sitting here, I just say, don't judge me, because I am human. I'm you. I just happen to run a little faster. I understand there's going to be people that still have something to say that don't necessarily understand. And I wouldn't even call them haters if they want to choose to show their character of a person, even after me saying what I've said, and putting myself out there, then that's just on you, your character, and you have to live with that. But I greatly appreciate being able to tell my side of the story. And like I said, to my fans, my family, my sponsorship, and the haters, I greatly.
So that is pretty much what she had to say about that. Earlier in the video, she obviously alluded to, her coping with the passing of her mother. Now, something that I do want to pull before we get deeper into the conversation is the video that first went viral when we learned about her, when she had on that really cute golden colored wig. She kind of goes into a little bit of detail about her mother passing away, her biological mother. I believe she was raised by her grandmother. So we can kind of take from that what we will. But let's look at this. Again, I forgot to share my sound. I'm sorry. Me so sorry. Hello, MGN440. How are you? Glad to see you. All right, let's see. So right here, let me not forget to share my sound. All right, cool. She goes into detail a little bit.
No matter what is said or anything, I am an Olympian. A dream since I've been young. I'm pretty sure everybody's dream.
Shout out to Q.
As a track athlete. So being happy is an understatement. Being excited, nervous, all of those feelings piled in one. I'm highly blessed and grateful.
We'll talk about the race in a moment, but just the rush to get up the steps to see your family, your grandmother, your dad, your mom, everybody. What is that? What does that mean?
Because my family has kept me grounded. This year has been crazy for me. Going from just last week, losing my biological mother, and I'm still here.
What did you say? You lost your mother?
Yeah. I'm still here. Last week, finding out my biological mother passed away, and still choosing to pursue my dreams, still coming out here, still making sure to make the family that I do still have on this earth proud. And the fact that nobody knows what I go through. Everybody has struggles, and I understand that. But y'all see me on this track, and y'all see the poker face I put on, but nobody but them and my coach know what I go through on a day-to-day basis, and I'm highly grateful for them. Without them, there would be no me. Without my grandmother, that would be no ShaCarri Richardson. So my family is my everything. My everything is to the day I'm done.
ShaCarri, unbelievable. We offer our deepest condolences on your loss, as well as our.
So that is that. Now that makes me feel a lot of different emotions. That almost gave me chills. It's extremely sad, and I can't even put myself in her shoes. I have never had a parent pass away, and I've never won something of that magnitude to be an Olympian, to qualify for the Olympics. So I'm just asking us while we kind of dive into this conversation, just to have a little bit of empathy. Now I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't know anything really about Olympic sports, especially running. I don't know anything about Olympic qualifiers. All I know is that I see a young Black woman who is queer, who lost her mother, just achieved something that is so beautiful and such a huge magnitude. On top of that, being 21 years old, I feel for her. Now, is it right? No. Should she have known better? Yes. But now what I'm going to question is the naivete. You know, people are very naive at the age of 21. I remember when I was 21, nobody can tell me nothing. I was very ignorant. And it doesn't even seem as if she has any of these qualities, but I just think that she could just be, you know, driven in the right direction a little bit better. I question her support system and who's there. I know her grandma, listen, when you got old folks, I'm not even putting them in the mix, but her people around her, you know, her coaches or anybody, you know, holding, you know, her accountable or, you know, giving her tips and advice, being a mentor to her. Because I feel like this still, someone should have said like, hey, should we have been doing this? Or girl, should you be doing this? Like if this was my friend and we're chilling and somebody bring out something or give it to you or be like, relax, like, even if we are in Oregon, as they say, I would still be like, yo, ShaCarri, I don't think we should do this. Black women are mad because ShaCarri's getting held accountable. I don't think it's just Black women who are upset. I think Black people as a whole are upset because we've seen these things kind of get passed aside with Michael Phelps, for example. He suffers from his own mental disabilities within itself. And we're going to compare to that while we're still on that note, because I don't believe that it's just Black women being upset or her being held accountable. I just think that people are being empathetic and understanding that maybe the rules are a little bit outdated. You know, I don't think that marijuana is a performance enhancing drug. I mean, if it is, I'm sure someone will correct me. But I want to go ahead and pull up this comparison online because it was coming up a lot when I was talking on Facebook. We got into a little debacle today about how ShaCarri Richardson's suspension differs from Michael Phelps' 2009 suspension. So you guys know back in the day, back in 2009, Michael Phelps was the man, you know, Olympic swimmer. Everybody loved Michael Phelps. So it says Olympic sprinter ShaCarri Richardson hopes of winning Olympic gold medal, but she tested positive for THC. Richardson is facing a 30-day suspension, as we already know. Now, everybody knows that Michael Phelps loves marijuana. Everybody knows that this was kind of his thing, and it became kind of like a cult classic joke that people were saying. So let's look at these comments real quick. Michael Phelps was suspended for 3 months. She's getting 30 days. But again, he already was competing and competed and had his medals and was a lot older. So it's still a tad bit of a difference, I'll say. From Dre Bell Rock, when you are young in a world where weed is legal and easy to get caught up and just growing up in an environment where it's friendly, it's hard. Plus they're athletes who get high with no punishment. I agree. Such as if you were a basketball player or, you know, people do a lot of different things. Trust me. Let's get into the Michael Phelps. Was Michael Phelps suspended for smoking? Richardson is facing 30 days for testing positive. It says Phelps penalty after photo leaks was much stiffer. USA Swimming suspended Phelps from a competition for 3 months and said that it would withdraw his financial support, so take away his money. The fallout from Phelps' suspension included more than an inability to compete, though Kellogg announced that it would not renew its expiring sponsorship with Phelps. So he lost his big Kellogg deal with the cereal brand. You know, that's huge, millions of dollars. And it says one other major difference between Richardson and Phelps' case is the timing. Again, as I said, we're going to get into timing. Phelps already had competed, had medals. Phelps was suspended February 09, 6 months after the 2008 Olympics. So I said this was still after, and 5 months before the 2009 World Championships. That's still the World Championships. It's not the Olympics, baby. It's still big, but it's not the Olympics. If Richardson is suspended, the ban will go into effect less than a month before the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. So basically saying that she is screwed is what they're saying. Let me know what you guys think about this again in the comments. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribing and follow me on IG at Welcome to China. Make sure you guys let me know what you think about this because I'm open. But let's see. So it says if Richardson is suspended, the ban will go into effect less than a month before the start of the 2021 Olympics. In addition, another difference between the two situations, Richardson ingested marijuana in the state, Oregon, where it's legal, while Phelps did not, though that did not appear to be a factor, but they were just saying, in her defense, I believe. In addition to possible suspension, Richardson, 10.86 second time. None of Phelps' times were stricken because he never tested positive, and the photo of him taking hits out of the bong was after the Olympics. Now, what is the policy? According to the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, marijuana is prohibited by the Anti-World Doping Agency, a foundation created by the International Olympic Committee, in competition. Unless an athlete has improved a therapeutic use exemption, the use of the drug cannot result in anti-doping rule violation is sanctioned. Marijuana is considered a health risk, a performance-enhancing substance, and a violation of the spirit of the sport. USADA adheres to WADA's World Anti-Doping Code. The USADA states that an athlete can have cannabis in their system at the time of testing, but the amount cannot exceed 150 nanomillimeters. The agency, I don't know how that much that is. Let me know if you know. The agency also notes that it can take weeks or months to leave a system, as we already know. So, it said they can be suspended for up for 2 years of the WADA code, and this goes to November 2020, the advisor of athletes. The minimum suspension is 30 days if an athlete can establish that the substance abuse was out of competition and unrelated to sports performance. So she was able to say that she was basically having a recreational smoke in Oregon, and it was not like she was puffing up to go run faster or to be more relaxed. Whew. So you guys, that is truly a mouthful. My opinion on it. I think the rules are outdated, but I think that we can be more empathetic as people as into understanding. I don't think this gets as deep as you're hateful and pointing the finger and all this. I think that it's just a young girl. I'm going to empathize with her because I've been a young Black woman. And as we know, for Black people, let's not ignore rules and repercussions are a lot tougher in some instances. Not all in all ways. I'll give that disclaimer for y'all. But in a lot of ways that I've seen, it's still a little bit more difficult to be colored in this world. And I trust me, I know. But with that being said, I do believe that it is a difference between her and Michael Phelps. Unfortunately, we can't see how it would be if she was able to compete and then get caught with the weed. I don't think they would take her medals away. I don't think that Phelps should have had his taken away. I don't want this to be a Black woman versus white man thing. I don't even think these things are even comparable. They were just literally the only two Olympians in the world to ever smoke some poo-poo-poo potty pot. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. I got into it with motherfuckers on Facebook about it because I'm just like, you guys are just, trying to be like, where's horrible? I don't think it's bad at all. I'm going to say this now. I think that it helps your body. I think it helps your mind. I think it helps your spirit. I think in a lot of ways it will help you not needing medication for certain things. And it relaxes you and your mental. So I am a huge, huge 420 advocate, if you wanted to know. So maybe that is going to make me biased, but it is what it is. This is the Welcome to China channel, if you did not know. And I'm just really, really looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say about this. Again, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. We've been here for almost 30 minutes, but I wanted to get this out there because I feel like it's important for us to talk about it. And it's still agitating to me that I was excited. And I think that we can voice that we are disappointed, but I do question, and I am going to reiterate that it should have been somebody else, getting her therapy or making sure that she had the resources. But again, as we know, people of color, we don't always utilize our resources in the best ways. So again, if anything, if you see somebody struggling and they got a good job If they got a lot going for them, you know, they getting tested, just be like, yo, let's figure out something else, or just fake the test, you guys. I don't know how that works for Olympians, but I'm going to leave it at that. It's your girl, Welcome to China. Let me know what you guys think about that. Subscribe if you love me. My IG is at Welcome to China. Like and Welcome to China on Facebook. Type that in. Cash App at Welcome to China if you want to send your girl a couple of dollars. And I will see you guys next time. Make sure you guys check out the Nightcap Crew, which is our weekly show where I ask a panel of 6 or 8 a group of questions, and we talk about them 21 and over, okay? Make sure you guys check out the Nightcap Crew.
If I'ma spend, I gotta pay for some friends. Let me pay for some friends. If I'ma spend, shot to burn your friend.
And that's the logo right there. It's Welcome to China. I will see you on Wednesday, you guys. Bye-bye.